Hey Bullets YouTube channel.
Hurry up, now tell us why you're here.
In the last few videos, I have talked several times about divisions below the Piston Cup. Well, this video is here to explain the Piston Cup Racing Pyramid. At the top we have, well, the Piston Cup, the competition that I talk about on this channel, explaining the history of every season. Don't worry, I'm still working on the 2012 LA 500 video. Now, let's go below the Piston Cup. The one I've talked about the most is the second division. The division directly below the Piston Cup. Aside from the Piston Cup, they have the most talented racers. Usually, it's racers that aren't quite good enough for the Piston Cup, or cars that recently dropped out of it. And on the same level is the Piston Cup Juniors, which is a competition for racers under the age of 18. And they can enter the Piston Cup afterwards. And then below the second division, which is called the Shiny Wax Series for sponsorship reasons, there is the third division, which is just one division below. Less talented racers than the second division, and also occasionally have Piston Cup dropouts. On the same division, on the same level, is the Truck Series, which are, well, a racing competition for trucks. And then below both of them is the fourth division, which has even less talented racers. Well, Draft Rev, I would go race in this division if I were you. And below that is the fifth division, which is usually called Karka. This is the highest up national level Piston Cup division. This division has less talented racers, but they still compete on racetracks across the whole United States. And then below Karka is the Piston Cup Western and Eastern Series. The Eastern Series is for racers in states who are east of the Mississippi River. And if the Mississippi River runs through the state, well, they're probably in the Eastern Division. And then the remaining states are in the Western Division, including Alaska and Hawaii. And then below the Eastern and Western Division, which don't have as talented racers, but in this division are many younger racers coming through that don't want to compete in the Piston Cup Juniors, because sometimes it's easier to race in the lower leagues than in Piston Cup Juniors if you're a young Piston Cup racer. And then below the Eastern and Western Series are the state-level racing leagues. For example, California, Texas. Odds are you know the 50 states. So, this is a racing league that is only in one state, with a combination of dirt tracks and paved tracks. And then below that are, well, local dirt track competitions. Obviously. So, let me explain which seasons are the longest. Well, the Piston Cup season is the longest with 36 races. The second division these days has 34 races. Third division has 32. Fourth division has 30. The fifth division has somewhere between 20 and 30 races. The Eastern and Western divisions have about 20 races a season. And then the state and dirt level racing leagues could have any number of races. Honestly, I don't do research this far down the tree. But you must have competed in the fifth division or lower before you can race in the top four divisions, as well as Piston Cup Juniors and the Truck Series. You must compete in a lower division race. And unlike in other sports, you can drop down the divisions if you feel like it, which is what many older racers do, or racers that just aren't as competitive in a higher division. But what of racers who just stay in the lower divisions? Why would you want to go all the way up to the Piston Cup? 1, fame, and 2, money! Because the Piston Cup is one of the richest leagues in the world. Oh, and I forgot to mention the third division is called the Triple Dent Series for sponsorship reasons. The second and third divisions usually have sponsorships, which is why I've just been referring to them as the second and third divisions, because the sponsorships change all the time. And there's a nasty habit among some of the Piston Cup's better racers. Ahem! Kyle Busch-Tire! Sometimes, Piston Cup racers will go down into the lower divisions so they can dominate over easier competition. This is why, in 2011, Piston Cup officials said, you may only compete in one competition for points. And this stopped a bunch of Piston Cup racers from winning lower division championships, which has greatly helped younger racers become better, and also to let, well, racers that just stay in the lower divisions continue to dominate over there. And there have been several racers, like Kyle Busch-Tire, who have won championships in 2 divisions. If you remember the Jamarcus K-Kart family tree, well, the K-Kart family tree video, you will know that Jamarcus K-Kart won 3 championships in 1 season. Jamarcus K-Kart is the only racer to win a championship in 3 different divisions. If anything, he's won championships in 4 different divisions. The only racer to do so. If you want to be a Piston Cup racer one day, here's my advice for you. If you're going to start at the state level racing leagues, compete in a state where they don't have as many racers. States like Alaska, Hawaii, and of course, Wyoming, which is a real place. I would recommend you compete in those state racing leagues because you would face very little competition. But when you get to the higher divisions, don't be like Nick Charger, failing to even qualify for races, because he dominated in Colorado State League. And also, the 2nd and 3rd division need their sponsorships because, like the Piston Cup, they must accommodate over 100 racers! And the Piston Cup Racing Pyramid will be adding Piston Cup B very soon, below the Piston Cup and above the 2nd division. Why? Because the Piston Cup has too many cars!
Remember to press the notifications button, which goes ring, ring, ring after you press it. And lightning strikes back, and that's as if you subscribed, of course. And thank you for watching this entire video.
Well, I've said everything I need to say. Well, the 2012 LA 500 will be coming out very soon. The video is currently in production. But something that needs to be stopped is the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine. The Ukrainian people just wanted to live in peace and have freedom. But someone got in the way of that common dream. And that tyrant and bully is Vladimir Putin. Why did you need to start a war in Ukraine? Did you forget that Russia is the biggest country in the world? Consider we are in December. December is a very cold month in the northern hemisphere. Many Ukrainians are being forced to live in the dark and in the cold because of this war. Why did you have to do this, Vladimir Putin? Those people did not deserve it. Not even your own soldiers deserve to fight this war. They just wanted to live in peace as well. We here at the hashtag KABullets YouTube channel stand with Ukraine in their fight against Vladimir Putin's tyranny, as well as recognizing the true borders of Ukraine as shown on this map, which include Crimea, the Donbass, and parts of Kherson, Zaporizhia, and Kharkiv oblasts that are illegally occupied by Vladimir Putin's tyranny. Slava Ukraini! Heroyam slava! Nechai Shvitsya Daretsia! Ukraini Peremoha! Glory to Ukraine! Glory to the heroes! May Ukraine be granted victory very soon. As you can see on this screen, I have text written down below. This text says, Slava Ukraini! Heroyam slava! Glory to Ukraine! Glory to the heroes! Here's how you say this phrase in Russian. Slava Ukraini, Slava Geroyam.